Okay, guys, welcome to another Jen with Friends. I'm here today with my friend and my longevity doctor, Dr. Amanda Kahn. She's incredible. She's so knowledgeable about all things anti-aging, longevity, hormones, peptides, everything. And it wasn't until we met that I really was comfortable getting into this world. I was kind of scared before and I didn't really know what to do. And I was instantly comfortable the moment that I met you and we became friends, which was great. We were introduced by a mutual friend. And my life has changed since we met.
I'm so happy to hear that.
All of the things that you have me on my protocol has like completely changed the way that I feel. And I also feel the way that I look.
You look fantastic. And I hope you feel that way on the inside too. That's definitely the goal here, is to make sure you feel good on the inside and it radiates to the outside, kind of anti-aging from the inside out.
I do. And I have to say, for me personally, and I talk about this a lot on social, and I talk about how stressed I am all the time and that my job is really stressful and I'm really stressed out a lot. This somehow, being on this protocol, it helps me a little bit, not like go over the edge.
Yeah. I feel like it sets you up for more resilience. Like you feel like you can bounce back a little more quickly. If you're jet lagged, you can get over that. If you're sick, you feel better more quickly. So I just feel like it builds this resilience when we balance your hormones, make sure you have your anti-inflammatory peptides, maximize antioxidant therapy, and use things that support the mitochondria, the little batteries in your cells.
So let's just back up quickly though, because I want people to know you a little bit more and to understand you. So tell everybody a little bit about you, just briefly,
absolutely.
Just quickly.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amanda Kahn. I'm born and raised in Manhattan, and I grew up right here on the Upper East Side. And my entire life wanted to help people and become a doctor. And I did a very traditional training, and I went to Columbia, Weill Cornell right down the street. But then I personally got sick. So I was very ill when I had my son 8 years ago. And I just felt that more traditional avenues, I saw tons of specialists. I just felt like there was, they would say you look fine on paper, but I don't feel well. Like there's a difference between, being healthy, quote unquote, and actually feeling and frankly looking your best. So I just had a lot of weight that I gained. I developed a lot of autoimmune issues. So that I feel like once you reach that level, you'll do anything to feel like yourself again. So that led me down a little bit more of a regenerative, kind of more experimental, cutting edge path that I just felt I have to try something because I can't. This isn't me. Like I felt like a whole different person in a negative way. So I can wholeheartedly say that the things that I prescribe to patients have saved my life. Like I wouldn't be able to run my business, have a family, lots of amazing patients like you, if I didn't actually have this support, if I was deficient in anything, if these, molecules weren't at optimal levels in my body.
It's so interesting that you say that, because I feel it's the same way when I changed to eating anti-inflammatory. It was I was coming out of COVID. It's the same kind of thing. I felt like I thought I was doing everything that I needed to do to be healthy and to feel healthy, but I realized that there was, after I read Will Cole's book and learned about all the additives in foods and all of the things, and I living with an autoimmune disease was not feeling optimal and was having a hard time working, was having a hard time feeling myself when I wanted to make that change with my food. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that it was from a sickness that you decided to go down this path.
Yes, I feel like if it's you or you're someone in your family or your close friends, you'll do anything you can to come up with a solution. So how I think of it is I kind of became the doctor I wish I had had when I was sick. Like I didn't feel like I had an advocate or someone who really looked at my labs very closely or really was thinking about the whole picture, just ping-ponging around between different specialists, but not someone to kind of lead the charge and wrap it all up together. So like I said, I just kind of pivoted and left very traditional. I was at Penn. I left very kind of traditional academic medicine and thought I have to try something on my own because this worked so well for me. And fast forward 3 years, here we are. And there's a lot of interest, which is so exciting. There's a lot of people are really interested in these more cutting edge, kind of pushing the envelope longevity therapies. But as I'm very conservative. Patient safety is paramount. There's so much DIY biohacking online, and that I appreciate that there's more buzz around some of these topics. But really, you should be working, as Jen is, with a licensed provider who's using
don't buy it online.
Yeah, don't have that article that came out that's like everyone has a peptide dealer in China.
No.
Yeah, we can do it legally, we can do it safely, we can do it, make sure we're using molecules that are contaminant free, sterile, actually have the ingredients that they say they have, quality controlled. So that's really important. Like, I use them myself. I'm a mom. I'm not trying to inject myself with unknown molecules from overseas. So everything's made for you that we do in the US at a very well-known pharmacy.
I know everyone's always asking me at the pharmacy. I'm like, I'm not telling you the pharmacy. This is like my doctor's. I'm not saying.
Right.
But what's interesting is and I want to go back just for a second to what you said about cutting edge. And I think it's really more of just like the evolution of medicine. I think medicine is now like evolving into this space where, as a woman, I'm 54 years old, we're now talking about hormone therapy in a different way. We're talking about peptide therapy now in a different way. I think it's just a matter of just people being more educated like yourself, that are doctors that are willing to start moving in that direction where, whereas before we were dealing with doctors that had no nutritional training, no exercise. Like, and I talk about this in Trust Your Gut. I talk about this in the book about how I got to a point where I didn't have I felt that I was having to kind of write my own plan the same way that you did and advocate for myself and try to figure it out. And I think that this is sort of just like the next step of that.
Yes.
And I now see Dr. Kahn as sort of my well-rounded doctor. She sort of takes care of everything for me. And when we do these extensive labs, they're extensive.
I'm sorry, I took so much blood.
So you go in there, like, oh my God.
Oh, my blood.
I know the people when you go in.
You learn so much.
You learn so much. So we've learned.
The people when you go in, they're like, are you okay?
I know, it's kind of crazy.
30.
It's the biggest blood panel I've ever seen. They're like 25 vials, which I have to go do again soon.
Thank you for giving me all your blood.
Yes.
That's all I want.
But you give me back health and information, and now I have so many friends that come to you and everyone feels so much better and is so grateful for all of your help. And I think we should tap into like a little bit just quickly about when I came to you, and I think people would be curious to ask this question, like, obviously it's based off of the bloods and everybody's different, because people ask me all the time on Instagram, like, which ones are you on? And I said, it doesn't matter which one I'm on. My doctor's not going to put you on the same one. Like, you can't just go to a doctor and say, I want this. Like, I think it's all determined.
Evaluation, biomarker testing through your blood.
Correct.
Really, the patient history is so critical. We were not incentivized in kind of a traditional model to listen and spend time with our patients. When you come, we talk for an hour. We would anyway, but we really make sure that was really important to me, to make sure I have the luxury of hearing and listening to my patients, because I feel like we're also in this age moving more towards bodily autonomy. We know what we feel best, how we feel best, what we need to do to get there. Mm-hmm. We're interested in researching more about our own health. And I love that, I want patients to advocate for themselves, because as, we're women, as female patients, we get brushed off.
Yeah, and they're crazy.
Right, even as a physician, I heard everything. You have chronic fatigue, which great, there's no cure, there's no blood tests, we don't know. Just kind of a lot of, we don't know, or it's in your head, or you're a new mom. And I'm like, but my son's like 5, so I'm not a new,
I'm not a new mom.
Not a new mom.
I'm aging, my body's changing.
Yes, my hormones were all over the place. I had autoimmune markers. My inflammatory markers were really, really high, and I self-treated based on some of these, emerging topics. And it's really validating to see that the research is now coming out to support these things that I feel like I already knew and I've been doing with patients, which is great.
So let's talk a little bit about to preface this again, what I'm on is not what you're going to be on, but people ask me all the time what peptides you're on. So I think as you guys know, I'm really transparent. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm on, and she'll tell you why I'm on these specific peptides and what it does for me.
Sure. So I first was very concerned about your thyroid and your Hashimoto's. You have antibodies directed, attacking healthy cells within your thyroid. And luckily with thyroid disease, we can just replace, the thyroid hormone that's not being made. But I want to get to the root of it.
What's that called? Because they're going to ask.
Thymosin alpha. So the thymosin alpha 1 is an anti-inflammatory, but it specifically helps modulate your immune system so that it, pulls away from when they're hyperactive and kind of attacking healthy cells, but still allows them to, because, you could be on immunosuppression that just suppresses everything, but we want to modulate and make sure that the cells that are overzealous, because you have overzealous immune cells. Shocking. I know.
Shocker.
Going after your thyroid, so we're trying to quiet that.
Right.
We watch the antibodies too and see if we can get you feeling better
So thymosin alpha.
Yeah, thymus alpha, great for autoimmune disease. And also, we're watching you closely, in all patients with autoimmune disease. If you have one, you may develop more. So it's good to find these things early, because the earlier we know about them, the more we can do something. And I think the thymosin alpha can kind of tip. It's really confusing of what exactly is causing. Where did this autoimmune disease come from? Is it genetic? Is it environmental? Likely, it's a combination.
I mean, my whole family has it. It's genetic.
Right.
In my case, I believe it's genetic because my great grandfather had it, and so a bunch of us in my family have it. So
Right.
I mean, it could be a combination, but who knows?
Well, we say, genes load the gun and the environment pulls the trigger. That's not the best analogy.
No, I've never heard that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's an analogy that is frequently used in medicine. But so we don't really know. Yes, you have a high genetic predisposition, but so what? Like we're in an age where the cards you were dealt, the hand you were dealt, we can try to make tweaks to make sure that they don't become a problem later.
Certainly can.
Like, I feel like that's the future stuff, right? That's the future of medicine.
It's the future of everything. Like, you can change, everything,
Yes,
It's like,
but it's also
one chance here.
Hi, here, take a medicine.
Right.
Like, I felt like what I was doing in traditional medicine was take a medicine. Oh, you have a side effect, take a medicine for that.
Yes.
Then take a medicine for that. And then it's just, people come in and they're on 15 medicines. I'm like, why are you on? I was
at that one point too.
Yes, the blood pressure medicine, then the swelling. So then you need medicine for the swelling, and it's just
that happened to me too. My doctor I was on so many different medications at one point, and I was like taking like 6 different pills a day, and I felt like absolute dog shit. And it was just like it was terrible. And but I'm on nothing now except for my thyroid medication, which I do take.
Yes.
I take Tirosint. We talk about that over Synthroid. But it's so nice. It's so freeing to kind of be off of all of that stuff. And I feel so much better. And it's, for me, it's food. And then it's also, but then it's also this type. We can't ignore
the fundamentals.
Correct.
These peptides will not help you if you don't have the fundamentals, like your gut, your diet, exercise, sleep. And these things work synergistically to help you be able to tap into those resources that are so important. But it's really optimizing and maximizing what we're already doing so that we get the most out of it. Like, you can sleep the best, you can work out a little harder, you have some distance from food, so you can be more mindful and pick healthier options. So I feel like so many women and men who come to me are just so frustrated. They're doing everything right and they're just exhausted. Yeah. And they're just like, I'm just gonna give up working out entirely because I don't see that scale changing.
Everyone's exhausted.
Right, everyone's exhausted.
The world right now, everyone's stressed and exhausted.
Yes, the world is tough, so we need some happy.
Okay,
we need a pep.
Thymosin alpha.
Yes.
We started off. I'm actually taking a break from NAD right now, but I was on NAD, and it was how many weeks that I was on it, or
we do 5 to 10 weeks.
Right.
So you actually were doing smaller doses more frequently.
Yeah, because I don't like the feeling when you can explain this better than I can. When you take NAD.
NAD.
Yeah. Well, don't show the label because that's what
everyone's
asking, because someone's going to want your honesty. NAD, it gives you this rush feeling.
Very brief.
It's very brief. So I would like micro do it. I would do like 30, 40.
Yes.
I would a little bit throughout the week to get my 100 in.
Yes.
Is that what it was, 100?
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, it was 100 units,
One full syringe.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have to go into dosing, but you're on a good dose, a good weekly dose, because I, as you know, believe kind of physiologically dripping these molecules in instead of pushing them all in your body at once. And then we boost to try to fill the gap, because you lose NAD with age. By age 40, you've lost half your NAD stores, so we replenish it and then try to maintain. There are physicians who will put their patients on NAD or some of these peptides forever and ever, but I want to really check in and assess, why are we doing these things? Are they helping? Let's pull back and take a break. See if we can maintain, and then if you need to do another cycle, we can.
Wait, I want to also just make a point. So most of these are subcutaneous, which means it goes into your like just first layer of fat, and so a lot of people are scared and ask me all the time about, does it hurt? It does not hurt. A couple of them are a little painful when they go in, but we'll talk about that just because they sting a little bit. But NAD does not sting. Thymosin alpha stings.
It does. I take it too for my autoimmune. We're both autoimmune gals.
It stings. It burns a little.
Do you do it? If I do it really fast, I just get it over.
I just get it over with, and then it's like kind of. Anyways, I do it on my like lower belly, or like sometimes like right above here, like the fupa area.
Stop it! You don't have that.
Well, like I like kind of pinch like above my bikini line a little bit.
Wherever you can grab.
Is that a weird spot to do it?
No,
I kind
anywhere.
of like doing it right in this like upper patch, which is strange. Anyways, so the only one that has to go into the muscle that I use is glutathione, and I shoot myself in my thigh. I actually did it yesterday, and for some reason it's still, sometimes you have like a hangover from it and you sort of feel it, but I didn't bruise. Good. I'm getting really good at not bruising with the glutathione. I'm getting really good at it, and I figured out the way to do it is to stick it in quickly and to just do a very slow.
That's what Remy says too.
And then I immediately take it out and I take my alcohol pad and I hold it down for 10 seconds and I sort of rub circular, sort of like when Jason Diamond or Dan Belkin injects my face and you kind of hold it because you don't want to get like a bruise.
Right.
You kind of do the same thing, and that's the trick.
I can tell you're a picker, right? If you feel it, you're going to touch it.
No, not really, because I have a black head on my face this morning that I wanted to pick because I felt it when I washed my face, and I chose not to. Don't pick your face, although I probably will later today. I didn't want to pick my face before we came in here. Okay, so back to this. So NAD, so the glutathiones, that was my segue to the glutathione.
Which is a master antioxidant. Another thing that gets depleted just based on our environment. Look at where we are. We're in New York, pollution, blue light, microplastics. We don't detox as well. There are all these
glow.
Yes, there's definitely a glow.
Is that what they say? Is that like a real thing I hear?
I notice it.
You get like, I feel like
I notice it.
Yeah.
Remy, our office manager.
Yeah.
Who we love.
We love Remy.
We love Remy. Where did Remy go?
Anyway.
I know. Thank you. That was really very sweet. So Remy, myself, all the people in our office, and a lot of our
can't
patients.
live without it.
Same.
I'm kind of like, I have a big bottle of it in my refrigerator. I actually need to order another bottle.
Oh, I don't.
It's fine, but it comes in a big bottle, and I like, because I do it. You can go up to 300 a week.
I do 600. It depends.
Really? I go.
Depends.
Really, I could be doing it that much.
Yeah, you could do 1,200.
Okay, I don't agree. Someone taking enough. I already know the bottle. Remy, I need to make.
Remy,
I need to order some glutathione. Oh, here's Remy. Come
Remy,
say hi.
Come in.
Come say hi. This is Remy.
Look at Remy's beautiful skin.
Hi.
I'm sitting on my lap. This is an HR.
She's amazing. Remy's amazing. So this is who.
We're talking about the peptide.
We're talking
but I need more
glutathione.
glutathione because I realize that now I can be taking more. So I need to order another
So
bottle.
I take it 3 times a week. Right, my clothes up. It's incredible.
Yeah, but you're also like, she's like 5 years old.
It makes your skin glow. They use it in other places to make their skin more fair. So it's proven science to make your skin glow.
Are those your eyelashes?
Yes, that is from the GHK.
And your
I have
hair.
a whole new hairline.
My hair. Can we? Let's talk about that for a second, because what is making my hair grow? Because my hair.
GHK. You're on your second. I just looked.
I need some more stuff today. I need to place
Remy,
an order.
while you're here, Remy is like, I'm pulling all of what Jen's on.
GHK is incredible for hair growth. Also nails. Also.
I'm not on GHK right
Yes,
now. I
you
think
are.
she pulled me off of GHK.
No, we're doing a break.
I'm on a break. I'm ready to go back on though, because I really think, and I put this on Instagram yesterday, my hair is growing, and I do have hair extension pieces in today just for fullness and thickness, but my hair is getting really long, and I really think it's between the marine collagen that I'm taking, and it's between these peptides.
And I think and the glutathione too, because it's detoxing. It's like what did we say? It's sunscreen.
Sunscreen for the inside.
Oh, that's interesting.
Clearing out everything.
Binding to these free radicals, these things that cause oxidative
prevent
stress.
hair growth and prevent good
Yes.
skin.
Oh, that's
like,
so
you're clearing
interesting.
that out.
Yes.
That's so
helps-
And
interesting.
also, I'm flying this week, so I'm going to take another one.
Yeah, so glutathione's also really critical for cold and flu season because it does boost your immune system. So I have a lot of patients who are like, I've been to JFK 6 times this month and I didn't get sick, or my whole family had COVID and I didn't catch it. And
That's interesting.
So I think it's really good for your immune system when we just don't have time and can't afford to get sick.
Let me ask you a question, because people are going to ask this question. So a lot of people who are scared to inject themselves do the liposomal. Liposomal. Thank you, doctor.
You are the doctor.
Liposomal.
Yes.
And so people are like, what's this? I take a liposomal.
No.
That's what I said. It's not the same, you guys.
No, you get very low bioavailability, so you don't really absorb it.
Where do you put your glutathione? On your thigh?
I do my upper outer glute. I find that it doesn't hurt as much. That's a little more advanced. You're there. Advanced. Jen is an advanced injector.
I am.
I do my upper outer glute just because I feel like it gets less sore. If there is a bruise, I don't notice it. I'm not like, because I could feel where I did it last week here.
Right.
So then if I just do it here, I did it last night to be.
What is that called? Because it's so thick. Why do you still feel it? Do you know? Is there a name for it?
It's sore.
It's just sore.
Yeah,
it's because it's
sore.
It's thick and it's a lot of liquid.
Yes.
Okay, so we've gone through thymosin alpha, GHK, glutathione, NAD.
Yes. So the GHK is fantastic for building collagen in your whole body. It helps you synthesize new collagen and elastin, which I feel like is the gold mine, right? We all want naturally built collagen instead of filling, and which I love too.
Right.
But I want to preserve and bank all the collagen I can.
I've been using less filler. It's funny. Dan and I were talking about that because I used to put a lot more filler in my face, and I'm using less now. And I think it's because of all of this stuff. I don't feel like I need
elastic
it. You're plumper, like in certain areas where you
Yes.
were like sort of hollow before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still have it, but like it's interesting. You sort of feel like everything is sort of like.
Yeah, a little thicker, a little bouncier. I look at
you don't feel
my
as like
8-year-old and I go like this and his cheeks stay up, and like now mine are I just felt like things would start
don't even get me started.
I
We all know what I do, and it's a slippery slope. But like, but I do feel
elastic,
better.
Just like,
yeah,
like I wanted.
It's all good stuff. Like I can't even tell you. And then they put me on a new one a week ago.
SS31. So since we're on an off cycle of the NAD. Because as you know, I'm conservative, so I like to boost you and then kind of pull back, use things judiciously, reassess.
That's a hard one to say.
Judiciously, I know.
Judiciously, I can.
We use that one judiciously to make sure we're boosting, but not over boosting, kind of taking a break, reassessing, see how long we can have your body's natural machinery. That's why you can ingest the NR, so that's like True Niagen or the NR Longevity, because that's a building block. So you can eat that one.
I do eat that. Although I'm not taking supplements the way that I should, but.
Right. It's hard. There's a lot of stuff. But a lot of our job also is to sift through the 7 million things that you're told to take online, right? There's so many things that are good for you. It's very overwhelming for patients. So a lot of my job is like a supplement overhaul. You don't need this one. This one's a duplicate.
I've been really bad. Oh, there's someone here who's a patient. Hold,
no,
please.
no.
No, I stopped taking all of my supplements. You're going to kill me. But I really stopped doing it. And I hate to say this and you're going to kill me, but I don't feel any different. But we'll talk later. You should take supplements. I'm not saying you should, but.
Well, it's more just for me, so you're not on the shots forever, because I feel like the specific supplements.
I like taking them. It's very weird. And I don't know if this is because I'm like fucked up and weird, but there's something about it. Like I look forward to it every day. Is that weird? It's almost like you
know you're getting.
I know,
something
it's
real
weird. It's
and
almost
potent.
like, I know. It's like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, ooh, I got to get my shot.
Right.
Shots are ready.
It's like self-care.
And I like loading the syringes. I know that's another thing too.
I think you missed your calling as a physician.
I say this all the time.
I
should have been a plastic surgeon or a cosmetic derm or something, because this stuff is like, I don't know. It's literally like what I love so much.
Clearly. I mean,
it's
which
clearly
is
what
great.
I love so much.
But thanks for trusting me with all these fun injections that have so much benefit, and I'm so glad you're feeling them. But back to the SS31.
Yep.
So since, as you know, or as we discussed, we kind of do cycles where we do a pulse and then try to reassess.
Yep.
So if we're not doing NAD to support your mitochondria, it's like, let's layer in other things that can also support your mitochondria. And this peptide called SS31 is FDA approved in children who have this inborn mitochondrial disease that can be fatal. It causes a lot of developmental delay, cognitive delays. It's really, really sad, called Barth syndrome. So this one is approved because it fixes the membrane. So basically your mitochondria works, it's kind of like a dam where, oh my gosh, they're so loud. Can you
so loud, but we're mic'd, thank God. It's like the sirens in my apartment, but it's people.
Okay, great. Well, so what's really important, what's so cool about the mitochondria, the NAD we're using to kind of feed the positive charges and kind of the substrate that keeps the gears running.
Yeah.
But then the actual composition and structure of the mitochondria is really important, because it's kind of like a dam where, there's different energy across levels, like there are all these folds and all these membranes, and you need that energy potential. So if it's leaky, if the walls are leaky, you're not catching the energy because it's not flowing through the right place. It's kind of like
flowing and we're fixing the walls, we're fixing the flow, we're fixing everything.
Yes, so we're actually capturing and harnessing the electricity that's going through the wall and making it into ATP more efficiently, which your cells used to do.
What is ATP?
ATP is the energy currency of the cell. So the whole goal is to make your cells more ATP efficient and make higher levels of ATP through NAD. That's what the mitochondria is doing, is making the end product is ATP, which controls so many processes, metabolic processes in your body, and also getting rid of cellular debris. Like, you need efficient cells. So I guess the simpler way is to say it makes your cells more efficient.
Okay.
Which they are. Cells. We do. Jen her cells have no time
don't have time to have inefficient cells.
Yes, Jen's
we don't have time for that. We have to maximize it.
Right. So I find that one, that's a newer one I've incorporated. We kind of call it a stack colloquially.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay,
yeah,
so
stack is layering, taking which certain, peptides at a different time and then slowly layering them in and deciding what we need to do next, based on season, based on where you're traveling, based on what you're doing, what you've already done, how long, what you liked. So we pivot really, we talk all the time.
Yeah, we talk all the time.
That's why I love this relationship and where I can give this level of care because you text me, this felt something, and then we change
I feel off, and then I'll literally be like, I don't feel. She's like, hurry, do this. Da, 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 da. Oh my God, funny story. Segue, and this is just her. So I had a sty a week ago, and I put on Instagram these cornea care heated eye masks that Elena, my makeup artist, originally gave them to me when I had a sty a long time ago, and then I went back to go buy another box of them. And it's so funny, Amanda saw it on Instagram and was like, wait, did I send those to you? That's my husband's company. He made them for me.
Yes.
Now I use them every night before bed because I find them relaxing before I put on my weighted eye mask, which is also like a game changer. I need to get you one.
I need that too.
But anyway, I love it's like a small world. Everything's connected.
Such a small world.
So I want to say this right here, right now. So we're gonna finish up here about this. This is my stack, but we're also gonna have two other little bonus videos that we're gonna talk about also. One is going to be something because I have the I have the gene for Alzheimer's. It runs in my family, and I've been tested, and I have the gene. So we're going to talk about what I take for that, which is new, that is going to preserve my brain that Dr. Kahn has put me on. And then also another one, which is going to be another little bonus segment, is something that I've started that is has been controversial for years. I wasn't sure if I could do it or if I wanted to do it, but I decided to take the leap because of Dr. Kahn and how much I trust her with my care. And we're going to talk about those later. But
great.
Are we done with my stack? Are we ready to move on? Are we done? Because you have other patients. I know you have to go. So
I can talk all day.
She's busy.
I can talk all day about this.
Did we go through my stack and everything?
Yeah.
So anyways, find yourself a longevity doctor. A lot of you guys ask me. She also does this via telehealth too. So you don't have to see her in person. She can do it. She's looking for a patient. She can do it via video, which I know a lot of you guys, I've referred you guys to her that way. But I can't live without you. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
I love you.
Happy to have you in my life.
I'm so grateful that I met you because you've really changed. And I really believe that it's because of you that I'm able to handle the exorbitant amount of stress that I'm under now that is probably not healthy. But this is making me
we're mitigating the oxidative stress, the psychosocial stress, the damage that...
Psychosocial stress? I don't have that.
Who's heard of that?
Give me a margarita and I'm good. Well, is that different? That's not like party anxiety, is it?
No.
What is that?
It's just, the cognitive load we carry, your tax, that people, evolutionarily, we're not supposed to worry about taxes. We're supposed to worry about the cheetah chasing us, right? So there are all these new levels based on how we've evolved. These things trying to hurt us all the time. You can't touch receipts because the BPA. You can't, there's a spoon's worth of microplastic in your brain. It's just... We do the best we can too. It's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts.
We're all gonna die anyways, eventually. But let's try to live longer. And I
feel good.
And every day is a gift, and I really truly believe that. So let's try to get through it, looking the best, feeling the best, and just make sure that you're going to find the right doctors and people to care for you. And I say that all the time to people that reach out to me and want to know more, and they're trying to do it by themselves, like you and I kind of did. But you have to find partners. So I consider all of my doctors not only my friends, they're my partners in life, and we kind of go through all this stuff together. And just make sure you're finding good people.
But what's so great about you, Jen, too, is you're so honest, you're so transparent. People really learn from you, and you destigmatize a lot of these topics. And I think that makes you so real, and you give such incredibly informed and smart advice, not just, I heard this. You really go to experts, which is fantastic. You're not spreading a lot of, people say a lot of things on the internet. I think
it's important. I think it's really important to be honest about what you're doing and to make sure, because I think it's a huge disservice, especially to other women that want to look a certain way and feel a certain way. And if someone's like, I just decided to take this or to get this mask or do this, and everyone knows that you had surgery, or everyone knows that you're taking some sort of a something, and it's like, let's just be real and honest about what we're all really doing and help each other out. I didn't have a big sister, so that's where the maiden and all of this has come in, is that I want to be the big sister to everyone, to people that, because I didn't have it.
And so many of my patients look up to you, and
that's nice.
You've made such a big impact in so many ways. I don't know if you even know this, but everyone talks about, everyone is just like, everything Jen recommends, like, if Jen told me to jump off a bridge, I would jump off a bridge.
We don't want you to do that,
No.
and I would never tell you to do that. So let's not do that.
Okay,
but let's feel better and let's help each other out. Let's be honest and transparent.
And you're not fear mongering. There's a lot of like people spin it in a fear way, or if you don't do this, like, you know, you keep everything positive and realistic and real, which is so hard to find in someone with an online presence like you. So.
I'm just a big believer in you have to if you don't try, you won't know. And I tell this all the time to you guys about like work and business and all of these things. You won't know if you don't try, and you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fuck up. Maybe you'll go to the wrong doctor. Maybe you'll go and do something wrong. But I think the key is listening to people that you trust and going to people that you trust and finding out along the way. You're gonna make mistakes or make some bad calls, and like, you know, I look back at my doctors before Dr. Kahn, and maybe some of them were not the right doctors, but you don't know. And so I think it's just a matter of just trying to find those people that you do know that you can trust and that you can kind of follow and follow in those footsteps and learn for yourself.
I like how you said partners. You find your partners in this process. It's very confusing. It's even confusing for us as me as a patient, being a physician.
As a parent, all of this stuff.
Yes, as a parent, but I was like, how do people outside of medicine do this if I can barely navigate the system and I'm a part of it? How does anyone else do this? So patient advocacy became really important for me, and really listening to what you think you need, obviously safely, and we work together. That's why the communication is so key, and that's why I love talking to you.
I love you
every day.
I love you. All right, let's talk about the other two things, because she's got to go and I've got to go. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being on Jen with Friends. And I can't wait to put this up for you guys. I can't wait.
Great.
Thanks for watching. To watch our latest video, click here, and to subscribe, click here.